Hey friends, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. This is Jess, your friend in HR, and today I'm going to talk about effective one-on-one conversations with your employee. This is a really favorite topic of mine. I think it's a foundation that all managers should do, and so I really want to get into some of the do's and don'ts about how to do it properly. But before I do that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any great HR advice. Also, throw me a like if you feel inclined to do so, and if you have ideas on the types of content that you'd like to see on this channel, the types of advice you'd like to hear as a manager or as an employee, go ahead and drop me a comment down below so that I can work on those videos for you. All right, let's get into it. So today I have 3 do's and 2 don'ts about effective one-on-one conversations with your employee. The first do is to make sure that you're having these on regular intervals. Weekly is fantastic. I'm a big fan of weekly meetings with your manager and employee combo. If you can't do that, bi-weekly is fine as well. Sometimes managers prefer to meet monthly if they're just in a really busy industry, and that's fine too. But the further out you get from those weekly conversations, the less you know what's going on day to day in the world of your employee. And that puts you in a really rough spot as a manager, especially if you have hybrid or remote employees and you don't always know exactly what they're working on any given day. So having those regular employee interactions is really going to help you stay on top of it, and it's going to let your associates know that you're there to support them. So that's your first do, is make sure they're happening on regular intervals. All right, number 2, make sure they're short. They don't have to be an hour-long meeting every week. That is way too much. 20 to 30 minutes is more than enough time. You really don't need to ask a lot of questions in this meeting. It's as simple as finding out what their priorities are and where they need support. Which brings me to the third do, which is have the same short agenda every time you meet. Your employees will always know exactly what you're going to ask of them, exactly what they need to prep for when they're meeting with you, and they'll never feel stressed about having to put together an agenda. Now, my favorite things are what's on your plate and what's in your way. If you ask the same 2 questions, those questions specifically, to your employees in every one-on-one meeting, you're always going to understand where their priorities are for the week. You can also ask it that way, and where they need your support. Now, sometimes employees are going to tell you that they're having a roadblock in certain spaces, and it's going to be really tempting to jump in and fix it for them. That leads me to a don't. Don't jump in and fix it for them. Allow them to come up with some solutions and really think through the process of where they need support and what their approach is going to be. And then as a manager, you offer support to let them know that you support their solution, or maybe you'll do something slightly differently. Now, if they're really saying that they have no clue how to fix it and they need your help, then you can offer solutions that they can approach first, and then obviously you can step in to help them. So I want to make sure that we cover all these don'ts. Let me check my notes here. Okay, a big don't, a really, really big don't. Don't cancel these meetings and treat them as unimportant. So often as managers, we get super, super busy. Often we're still doers as well as managers, which is a whole other video, but we're getting so busy that it's really easy to say, oh, that's just a meeting with Jess, my employee. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it or move it. But the more often you do that, the less valuable your employee is going to feel. So ensure that that space is a space that's held for them to be able to communicate with you, ask for support, ask for help, and just generally tell you what's going on. The extra bonus is that when you constantly know what's going on in the world of your employees, you can very easily report that up. And you seem like a really in-the-know manager who knows exactly what your team is working on at any given time, and it makes you look good too. So it's a win-win. Have those effective one-on-one conversations with your employees each week for best success. Follow me for more HR tips, and I'll see you again next week.